are what is like wrapped around your brain, like the covering of your brain. So the first one you see here, that white line, so here and here. That white line is your pia mater. So this white line right here.
The really little one?
Yeah, the really, really thin one is your pia mater. Okay? And then you have a blue one right here. This blue one is your arachnoid. So a white one is your pia mater. The blue one is your arachnoid. And then on top of the arachnoid, you have another like white line that covers it. That's the dura mater. Okay? So the first one is what? Blue one? No.
Arachna something.
Arachnoid.
Yeah.
Arachnoid. Okay. The third one? That's the yeah. You can say it. You can say it. Dura mater. Okay. You only messed up on everybody's recording. That's okay. So then we have the. Okay. So you guys see how there's bumps and then there's like crevices,
Yes.
right? Okay. So the bumps are the gyri. Then the crevices are the sulci. Okay. Bumps are what? Crevices. Okay, good.
Cool.
And then now we're moving on to the cerebral cortex and the lobes. Okay, so the brain, these are cerebral cortexes, okay? So these are cerebral cortex, these things. And then we have the lobes. So the front of the brain is called the, what type of lobe? Frontal lobe, okay? So the front of the brain is called the frontal lobe. And then we have the parietal lobes, which are on the side. Okay, do you remember, it's just like the skull. So we have the frontal lobe, then we have the parietal lobe, then we have the temporal lobe on the side, so temporal lobe. Okay, then we have the occipital. It's not, okay, this is a totally different thing, that's why it's a different color. Okay, so this is the cerebellum, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So this is not the occipital. This is the occipital right here. Okay, so that's a little cheat thing for you guys. If it's the same color, then that's the occipital. Okay, if it's a different color, that's the cerebellum. Okay. What else? Okay, so we did the frontal, we did the parietal, we did the temporal, we did the occipital. Now we have fissures. Okay, so the longitude fissure is what you can see right here. It cuts the cerebral cortexes. So that's the fissure that goes down right there. And then we have the transverse fissure, which transverse separates the occipital part from the cerebellum. So it's that right there where the stick is. And then we have the lateral fissure, which separates the parietal from the temporal. So that's right there where the stick is. Okay? That was the lateral fissure. And then we have the parietal occipital, which you can't really see a line here, but like if I put a stick with a tape here, I'm trying to make that a line. So that line is called the parietal occipital. So it just separates the parietal from the occipital. So literally your test will have a stick like that. That makes just that line that cuts those two. What's up?
Is it around the same area with the sutures?
Not
necessarily.
Not necessarily?
Yeah,
Okay,
because
cool.
that one would be more down here. So, yeah, so if, like, you know what I'm saying, like, parietal, occipital, if I put it in between those two, then, you know, that's the parietal occipital fissure, okay?
Alright, cool.
So how you know the back of the head from the front of the head is this thing called the cerebellum, okay? So cerebellum is always in the back of the head, okay? And then you have the front of the head, which you don't have that. So this has to be the frontal then, okay? Then you look in the back, cerebellum, this has to be the occipital, okay? What else are we on? The central sulcus. Okay, the central sulcus would be another line here that you can't really see on this model, but I would probably stick a stick like this. So that basically separates the frontal, the frontal from the parietal. So it would be like right there, okay? And then we have the olfactory bulbs, which you see these white things right here. So these two white, like antenna-like things are called the olfactory bulbs. Okay. And then we have the spinal cord. The spinal cord is all the way at the end. So if I put a sticker all the way at the tip, that's the spinal cord. Okay. And then we have the medulla. The medulla is, okay. I'll show it to you guys on this. So we're gonna work from from bottom to top. So this is the spinal cord, okay? Because this goes all the way down, so that's the spinal cord. And then we have the medulla, which is right here, so it's above the spinal cord. Okay? And then we have the pons on the top, which are the really, really big bumps. Okay? This thing is called the midbrain, okay? So this is what you'll find in here. So you see this midbrain, this is just a blow up of that version, okay? So with that being said, I'm gonna go back to this model. So this one on the bottom is called the spinal cord, okay? Then this is called the medulla right here. And then this is called the pons, the really big bump, okay? So I told you guys this is the midbrain already. If I give you this and I say what is the structure, this is the midbrain. And then cerebropeduncles is. Can you see the cerebropeduncles in here? Is it? I never can find that.
Somewhere right here. I don't know that you can see it in this model.
Oh yeah. So then I'll give you guys something else. So just don't worry about the cerebral pentacle. And then we have the corporal quadrigemina. Okay, so the corporal quadrigemina you can see on the midbrain, right? So on the midbrain, you have 4 dots in the back. You have the top dots, which are the superior colliculi, and then on the bottom you have the inferior colliculi. So in the midbrain, you have 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4. Top are called the superior colliculi, bottom are called inferior colliculi. On the back of the midbrain, back 4 dots right there. Right there. We have the optic chiasm, which okay, the optic chiasm is this like X. Wait, how can you guys? Okay, so you guys see that X right here? So this is the optic chiasm. Okay, that X right there. Optic chiasm. That's because it leads into the eye, so that's why it crosses. And then we have the hypothalamus, which we can see. So the hypothalamus is right here, right where the stick is. It's like an area. So that's the hypothalamus. Okay. And then, does anybody have any questions? You want me to repeat anything? No?
That was it?
Huh?
That was it?
Oh,
I
no,
wasn't
that's
sure.
not,
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's not it, that's not it. I just wanted to make sure you guys are keeping up. And the mammillary. Okay. This would be really tiny. Okay, I'll just walk down. Okay, so the mammillary body. So this is the optic chiasm. This inside right here is the mammillary body, those white dots. So this is the mammillary body, the mammillary body, mammillary body. Oh yeah. Mammillary body are the white dots right where the optic chiasm is. It's under it, okay? Mammillary body, mammillary body. You can see it? So this is the mammillary body, right where those white dots are.
The whole red thing.
No. This is the mammillary body.
Those white things are.
Those white.
Oh my god.
This is the mammillary body.
Oh, thank you.
Put her on YouTube.
Thanks. Yes, white.
I'm already on YouTube for a late night snack. Check me out. No.
Oh my gosh, I'll send it to you.
So the pituitary gland is this thing right here. So its pituitary gland is this. You can see it on here. So pituitary gland is this right here. It's on the midbrain. Pituitary gland.
That's the red thing?
Yeah, that's the red thing. That's the red thing you thought was the mammillary body.
Okay.
So then you could see it again on the midbrain. It's this thing right here. Okay. And then what else do we have? We have the pineal gland, which Okay, so the pineal gland is this red dot right on top of the superior colliculi. Okay, it's a red dot. It's really, really tiny again. Yeah. So pineal gland.
Damn.
How
How much more? A lot, right?
Cerebellum and arbor vitae. Okay.
No.
Okay. So remember that thing that I told you was in the back? Okay, so that's the cerebellum. Okay, so this is the cerebellum. It's a different color. And then once you open it up, you see like branch-like structures, that white stuff, right? So that is called the arbor vitae. Vitae. Call it vitae. So arbor vitae. Vitae. I don't know. You guys can say it. How do you guys know?
Arbor vitae.
Nope, ran out.
And then the corpus callosum is on the midbrain. It's this thick white line here. So this is the corpus callosum. It's right where A, if you guys can pick that up. So it's the white line, the thick white line is called the corpus callosum. Okay. You got it? Okay. Okay. And then we have the thalamus. Thalamus. So this was the hypothalamus, right? This was the hypothalamus. Okay, and right above it is the, yeah. So there's like a circle right here, that's the thalamus. So the circle that's right above the hypothalamus is called the thalamus. So hypothalamus, thalamus. Hypothalamus, thalamus. The fornix. Okay, so this thick white line was the corpus callosum. This white line underneath is called the fornix. Okay, so fornix, corpus callosum, fornix, corpus callosum, fornix, corpus callosum, fornix. It's the white line. What else? The ventricles. Okay. Okay, so the lateral ventricle is between the corpus callosum and the fornix. So this is a lateral ventricle in between the corpus callosum and the fornix. Okay. And then don't worry about the third. You can never find that. And then we have the aqueduct of Sylvius. So this line right here is the aqueduct of Sylvius. Okay. So with that being said, I might as well just tell you. So this line is the aqueduct of Sylvius, and then this right here is the fourth ventricle. Okay. So aqueduct of Sylvius. This, when it like dips, I
Indent?
guess, yeah, indents. That's the fourth ventricle. So the aqueduct of Sylvius basically like leads into the fourth ventricle. So aqueduct of Sylvius, fourth ventricle. Okay, it's in back of the pons. So then you have your aqueduct of Sylvius, which leads to your fourth ventricle. Okay. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Want me to go over anything?